Iran is all set to raise its uranium enrichment level to 5%, a concentration above the limit set by its 2015 nuclear deal. According to an Iranian official, the announcement to increase enrichment level to 5% from 3.67 will be made today. Iran's semi-official Fars news agency also reported earlier that Iran's nuclear negotiator Abbas Araghchi will announce more cuts in its commitments to the pact. Protests have erupted after the horrific rape of a 3-year-old child in Myanmar. More than 6,000 demonstrators marched to a police office demanding speedy and transparent justice in the child's rape. The police also arrested one suspect last week after wide-scale protest and an online campaign. The nursery has been closed down and 6 other private kindergartens in Naypyidaw are temporarily shut. Child rights experts said that child rape is very common in Myanmar and they hear of about 2 cases a week in just Yangon township of 800,000 people. Opposition leader Maryam Nawaz has claimed that a judge was blackmailed into delivering a verdict against her father and former Pakistan Minister Nawaz Sharif. In the apparent video, Judge Arshad Malik has said that he was pressurized into delivering the verdict. Malik had last year sentenced the former Pakistan PM to 7 years in jail in a corruption case. Sharif is currently in prison. Imran Khan government rejected Maryam Nawaz's claims, saying that she was defaming the judiciary. Indonesia's Supreme Court has jailed a woman who tried to report against her sexual harasser. Bek Nurul Maknoon is a teacher on the islands of Lombok. She has been charged of violating strict anti-pornography laws. She has also been ordered to pay 500 million rupiah, which is almost $34,000 US. President Joko Widodo, who recently won a second term in the office, has said that Maknoon could seek mercy from him if she fails to find justice through judicial reviews. Conservative leadership candidate Boris Johnson has said that the cabinet has become ridiculous because of the amount of leaking from around the government's top table. Asked whether he would lead a centre-ground party, Johnson said that the Conservative Party should be presenting itself as a party committed to social justice. He said this would also mean championing the environment and introducing measures to protect wildlife, promote cleaner air and cut back on plastic. British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt has said that he would instate fellow party leader Boris Johnson into cabinet if he becomes the country's next Prime Minister. Hunt also said that he would be prepared to serve under the former London mayor, who is the front runner to succeed Theresa May in 10 Downing Street. About 160,000 members of the governing party are choosing Britain's next leader in a country of 64 million people. They're deciding between Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt and his predecessor in that job, Boris Johnson. Emergency has been declared in California after a massive 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck the southern part of the state. Though no injuries have been reported earlier, however, reports of several people being injured came in from Kern County. Gas leaks caused structure fires throughout Ridgecrest. Residents reported water main breaks. The U.S. Geological Survey said that there was a 6% chance of another quake striking California in the coming days. They say that the quake will be of magnitude 6 or larger. Another migrant ship, the Alex, breached the ban on docking in Italy. It became, in fact, the second in a week to enter the Italian waters in Lampedusa after the German migrant ship Sea Watch. Italian authorities impounded the vessel after Rome rejected a German call to open its ports to charity ships. Italy's migration policy under Salvini does not allow migrant ships in its ports, deepening rifts in Europe about illegal migration. Hundreds gathered in Paris to speak out against its worsening toll of femicides in France. Various women's rights NGOs staged a to alert the public of the number of victims of femicide, sex-based hate crime of killing of women and girls. French Association in 2018 registered 120 cases of femicides. The NGO has said that this year, so far, 74 cases have already been registered. A new era has begun for Sudan. The military council's deputy head Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo has announced the reaching of an agreement between the military council and Sudan's protest movement. More than 100 protesters have been killed since al-Bashir's ousting. Greece is going to polls today for general elections. Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras addressed his last campaign rally in Athens, where he vowed to overcome the poll deficit over his rival. The 51-year-old leader of the centre-right New Democratic Party leads Tsipras in the opinion polls and is expected to win the elections. The second round of talks between US and the Taliban have been productive. A US negotiator has said that Washington was hopeful for an agreement before 1st of September. Negotiations picked up momentum after US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo visited Afghanistan's capital, Kabul. The Taliban have refused to talk directly with Kabul, considering the government a US puppet. A powerful explosion from a suspected gas leak rips through a shopping mall in Florida, injuring 23 people. A massive blast destroys the entire building, leaving behind only a metal frame. The force of the blast blew out several windows at a nearby fitness gym. The two people suffered injuries in the blast and were taken to the trauma center at a local hospital. An artist in Melania Trump's hometown has made her wooden statue, but the tribute is unlikely to flatter the US First Lady. On your screens is the wooden statue that, well, apparently is of Melania Trump. The work, which has been installed in Melania's hometown in Slovenia, has bemused locals. The life-size statue was made by a local chainsaw artisan. The odd-looking statue has sparked a lot of reactions in Melania's hometown, with many wondering if this is a prank. Whatever may be the reviews, American artist Brad Downey, who commissioned the statue, calls it the first monument dedicated to Melania Trump. The son of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, baby Archie, was christened at Windsor Castle. Christening was a private affair. In a statement by the palace, the decision has sparked controversy and criticism. Critics suggest that occasions like christenings should be in public, but Prince Harry and his wife Meghan have repeatedly signalled that they are entitled to privacy. Earlier, the royal couple was criticised for spending £2.4 million of taxpayers' money to renovate their house. Thousands took part in the 24th Gay Pride Parade in downtown Budapest on Saturday. This year, for the first time, the march was held without participants being fenced off. Instead, police cordoned off a few dozen far-right activists trying to disturb the event. No incidents were reported in the peaceful event held by the city's LGBTQ community. Spanish capital Madrid held one of the world's largest gay pride parade on Saturday. Thousands of people waved rainbow flags celebrating and asserting the rights of LGBT community. Dozens of colorful floats were commissioned by civil groups, corporations and political parties to roll through the city. Before the parade, thousands also joined a protest claiming for the rights of the LGBT community. In 2005, Spain has become only the third country in the world to allow gay marriage. Paris tourist buses are no longer allowed in the city centre. The move aims to make visitors to walk, cycle or take public transport and thus tackle complaints about nuisances caused by mass tourism. City Hall's Jean-Francois Martin said that they were concerned about the influx of tourist buses due to their pollutive diesel engines and the obstruction of traffic that day on main road. Paris is full of dozens of hop-on, hop-off double-decker buses that shuttle tourists between the main monuments. An exhibition at the University of London displays the copies of political artwork created by pro-democracy demonstrators in Sudan. Most of the artworks were destroyed after a government crackdown on the June 3rd sit-in. Some of the artists are still missing. The exhibition pays a tribute to them and their ideals. Brazilian singer, guitarist and songwriter João Gilberto has died at the age of 88 on Saturday. Known as the father of the bossa nova genre, the singer became an iconic sound of the South American nation. Brazilian artists paid tribute to Gilberto, one of the country's most well-known artists. A fusion of samba and jazz, bossa nova emerged in the late 1950s and gained a worldwide following in the 1960s, pioneered by Gilberto. The city of Mexico is celebrating the 112th anniversary of Frida Kahlo's birth in a floral and photographic open-air exhibition. Enormous figure of Frida lying in a bed is part of the open-air exhibition. The colors of Frida, Mexican nationalism and personal expression are popular themes at this event. Giant painted sugar skulls, arches and pathways lined with flowers also pay tribute to the Mexican artist. UNESCO has added the ancient city of Babylon to its list of World Heritage Sites. This finally brings to fruition Iraq's 36 years of efforts to get the 10 square kilometer site recognized. Incidentally, only 18% of the site has been excavated. Earlier, it opted not to designate Babylon as a World Heritage Site in danger after objections from Iraq, and instead said it would work with local authorities to set a plan for action for conservation. Rajasthan's capital city, Jaipur, has received the status of a World Heritage Site by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The decision comes after the ongoing session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee in Azerbaijan's capital city, Baku. The committee examined 36 nominations and ultimately chose the Pink City for the status. Prime Minister Modi has said that he is glad that Jaipur's city, culture and valor has been recognized worldwide. The City of London marched in one of its biggest Pride parades. The streets were packed with thousands of people celebrating Pride. The event was also joined by City Mayor Sadiq Khan, who helped launch the 2019 parade. Hundreds of people waved rainbow flags and danced through the streets and on top of bus rooftops. This year's parade marks the 50th commemoration of the Stonewall uprising that triggered the modern LGBTQ movement. On his 34th birthday, actor Ranveer Singh shared his first look as Kapil Dev from his upcoming film 83. The actor plays former Team India captain Kapil Dev, who went on to lead India to its first World Cup win in cricket. The post Ranveer bears an uncanny resemblance to the former all-rounder cricketer. Kapil Dev also has been known as the Haryana Hurricane.